Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop and welcome to part 3 of the Banjolele build project. In the previous episode I was attaching the fretboards using the pin location system, which works really well. So they're both on there now. And off camera, I have done the shaping, the profile of the bottom of the neck, just because it's kind of a long, faffy process, and just backwards and forwards. So I didn't film it. But what we've got now is something that looks a little bit like a banjolele. So I've just attached the neck on temporarily. Let me just put the bins on. And yeah, I mean, the shaping went pretty well, because I have to do it completely by hand, by eye, by the seat of my pants, and it's not easy. But it's what you can see there is the mark that I made with a silver Sharpie. And there are very tiny gaps, and I've left this long for now because I'm probably putting a back on this one. So I've not cut the end of this heel off yet. So the next stage now, I just wanted to temporarily fit the neck so that I can check a couple of things. First of all, the neck break angle, so you can see resting this straight edge along the top of the fretboard. It comes up over the body and raises up to where the bridge will be. That's pretty much spot on there. And also you can see, I've drawn a line down the center of the body, and that's to check for alignment side to side. So if I line that up on that line, it's going to be quite difficult to show this. Let me just try this way around. So if I line that straight edge up along that pencil line, yeah, it's difficult to do, and show you at the same time. So that's more or less it there. No, it isn't. There we go. And you can just about see the fret dot markers all the way up there. So it's difficult to show this properly. It's a lot easier for me to do it so that I can see it. But putting that straight edge along that line on there, and then the edge of it lines up with the center of the fret marker dots all the way up the neck. So I know that it's straight side to side. And as I said, we've got this break angle as well. So that's all fitting just fine. So the next stage now, let me just switch a charger on. The next stage now is I'm going to remove that neck, and I'm going to fit the binding along the edge of the neck. So you can see that there's a gap here, both sides. I did that deliberately because I'm fitting the binding on. This is the binding I'm going to be using. It's kind of faux tortoise shell stuff. It's ABS plastic. It's not real tortoise shell. I wouldn't touch it if it was. So that's the next stage. So camera down. Let's see, where's my glue? There's my glue. Paintbrush, tape. There we go. Okay, so let me first of all just remove the neck. Now, this one still has the hole in the bottom of the body, which is pretty handy because I can use my extendy bendy screwdriver to get through that hole and take the screws out. Much easier like that. Because this is quite shallow, you can't easily get a screwdriver inside there. So this is a proper handy hole. So I'll just remove these screws. They're pretty tight, which is obviously what I want because it means it's not going to move about. And obviously I am going to glue the neck in place as well when it comes to it, but that's a little way off at the moment. As I said, I'm probably going to be putting a back on this one because it's quite shallow, and I just want to put a little bit more depth in it. and also the back will add some strength. So I might need to do the curving as well around the back edge. I probably will actually, because the body is fairly thin. It's about 6 mil, I suppose, but it's not much gluing surface for the back. So I will put some curving on. It's going to be super strong. It's not going to be going anywhere. It's going to be really stiff, which is exactly what I want. Right. So that's those screws out. I'll put those and the body well out of the way. So I've got these two pieces of binding cut ready, and I've got my narrow masking tape, and I've torn off a load of pieces there. You can just see a couple here. I've got them all aligned up along there, so that I'm not faffing about trying to get the tape while the glue is setting up. I'll need to clean up that edge a bit first. Just find a single edge razor blade. So just remove any more pieces of glue along this edge. So all I'm doing is I'm just kind of scraping along this edge to remove any excess glue. It's got to be a good flat surface for this binding to go on properly. Didn't think I should have done it before, but this one's quite good actually. There's not much on there, because I had done it before when the glue was still a bit soft, but knew that I would have to wait for the glue to set properly to scrape the rest of it off. Okay, the other side. That's all right. Okay, so let's crack straight on. So first of all, I need to run a thin bead of glue along that edge. Now, this is where it's even more important not to use too much, because the squeeze out of glue along this area is pretty awful to clean up. And also the tape won't stick if there's glue squirging out everywhere. Splurging, squirging, squeeging, whatever. Okay, paintbrush already soaking in water to spread the glue out along that edge. Again, try not to make too much mess. Oh dear, what I'm doing. Okay, so I want as little glue on here as possible. You know what coverage, because I want very, very little, if any, squeeze out on here. It's just a real mess to clean up. Okay, so I'll start at the bottom edge, just get it in position, and then put a piece of tape across there, stretching it tight. Can't really see what I'm doing, can you? But I need this close to me. Okay, so I think you get the idea. So I'll run that all the way along, trying to get it in position first, so I'm not fighting with it. So as I'm putting this tape on, I'm pulling it taut, so it's, kind of acts as a clamp, not just holding it in place. Well, it is holding it in place, but holding it, against the fretboard and against the neck downwards as well. So I want to make sure I get a really good join here, because if it's not right, it will look really untidy. I mean, I can tidy it up afterwards, but it's scraping and filing and sanding and all the rest of it, but the better job I do of this, the less work there will be to do afterwards. Ooh. That's a bit easier like that. Just keep it lying down like that. That's much easier. Why didn't I think of doing that? There we go. That's easier and faster. And I can see better. It's going against the edge like it should do. So, you know, because from your point of view, this is going to be a fairly short project because, you know, I've already made the bodies. Didn't really make them. I mean, the ring was already there, and I just put the wooden top on and the kerfing inside. And you know, these necks I've had in stock for a long, long time. So I already had the necks and the fretboards I had to order. I didn't have any fretboards. So it's not a huge amount of work, really. These builds. Right, I'm going to have to speed things up a bit. That glue is starting to tack up. So let me just get these last few bits of tape on. And as always, I haven't got enough. I'll have to tear a couple of other pieces off. It's fine. We need 2 or 3, I should think. Literally 2 pieces short. Never mind. Okay, that seems really good. So obviously you're not going to see the binding, it's all under there. And you know, I make sure I get tape all the way along it because it, you know, it can sometimes, if you haven't got quite enough glue in one spot, it will, you know, come away and then it's a bit of a faff. Right, so that's one side done, and I'll be doing exactly the same to the other side, but I'm going to leave that for now because there's something else I want to do, which, can I show you on the other one? I don't know, where is the other one? It's here. Okay, so that binding I put on the neck, I had also previously put the binding on this body. So it's the same stuff all the way around there. And I'm going to do the same for this one. So to do that, I need to cut a channel all the way around there. Now this it's not difficult, but I'm going to be doing it with my router, which is mounted in my workbench, so it's upside down, so it's effectively a table router. And you know, I did this one, and it went pretty well. It's not to say that it always will. So you're going to watch with me, see how well this goes. If we zoom in and down a little bit more. Hope that's focused all right. I think so. So, oops. There we go. Just zoom in a little bit more. And then I'll kind of explain what setup I've got here. Okay, so the router is mounted in my workbench here, upside down. And I've got 2 pieces of wood here clamped onto the bench, onto the workbench, so that it's because the base of the router here is above the bench. So resting that on there, I need these 2 pieces of wood toward the back to hold it level. And I've got a guard going across here, which will allow me only to push it in so far. And I've set the depth of the cutter blade to what I hope is the right depth. So when I switch it on, I'm then pushing this into the blade and turning it around anti-clockwise so that it cuts properly, because with it mounted this way, the cutter is spinning anti-clockwise, so I turn this anti-clockwise so it's against it, because if you turn with it, it will tend to shoot the piece of wood out. So I've got a little piece of binding here, so I'm just going to do a test cut, and I'll do it at the bottom just to make sure I've got the right depth both ways. So, noise alert. This is pretty noisy. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, it's always a little bit scary doing those jobs because, you know, one slight mistake and it's all over. You've got to start all over again. But I think you can see that's made a really good job. There's a couple of little places where I'll need to just tidy up by hand. But let's just take that piece of binding, and it's quite hard for you to see, but it's the right height, it's the, the right depth. So yeah, that's all gone rather well. And I've got a piece of this, another piece of this binding left, which is enough to do that. So that's another part I will be doing. So yeah, that's gone really well. So I'll need to do a little bit of tidying up by hand here and there, but for the most part, that's good. Okay, so let me think, what's going to be the next stage? I don't know yet. So I'm going to finish off attaching the binding to this and to the other side of the neck off camera. You've seen how I'm doing it. There's no point showing it all over again. It's exactly the same process, excuse me, on the other side of this neck and all the way around this body as well. So yeah, I'm not going to film all of that. It's exactly the same as you've just seen me do here. And once I finish that, I'll then decide what process I'm going to do next. I think I know what it is, but I'll have to concentrate, have a proper think about what I'm going to do, where I'm going next. Okay, so if you're enjoying these videos, please give a thumbs up, like, leave a comment, share with your friends, colleagues, relatives, and if you haven't subscribed already, why not? Get that done. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. There will be many more videos coming out. I do have a plan for another project after this one, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. So yeah, I'm enjoying this one. It's a relatively simple one. You know, I've learned a little bit from doing the banjo build as well. As you can see, this is quite similar in many ways. So yeah, watch this space, and in the meantime, please look after yourselves and look after each other. We will see you soon. Peace out.